Gentlemen, there's one elephant in the room that hasn't been discussed. It's been going all over the place. And just as a quick reminder to the people in the chat, saying the same thing over and over again isn't going to get it discussed. But we are due to discuss this, and that's why it's in the title. We'll start off, we'll go round and just give us either a yes or no answer, and then we'll discuss it. All right, chaps? Is that all right with you guys? Yeah? Okay, here we go. So we'll start with Danny, then we'll go to Brian, and then to you, Brains. Okay? So Danny, yes or no? Will Kane go to Madrid?
No.
Brian?
Yes.
Brains?
No.
Okay, right.
Rez?
Discuss, gentlemen. Discuss.
Rez, what do you think? What do you think, Rez?
I don't think he will, no.
Okay, so for me, right, I see it as that, like Harry Kane, right? If you look at, people keep saying that he needs to go on and win trophies, and we all know that that's what he wants to do before his career ends, right, as a footballer. Now, if you look at Harry Kane over the last couple of years, he's not had a serious injury in nearly 3 seasons now, right? So he's actually getting fitter. He himself has said he's felt the fittest he's ever felt this season, right? In his own body, because he's like Ronaldo, he's like Ibrahimovic, he's like Benzema. They look after their bodies like they're the temple, right? Their body is their temple. They eat right. They have personal chefs. They look after themselves so immaculately, right? That it allows them to keep their fitness levels, their body in good shape, right? To extend their longevity in the game. Harry Kane, if he doesn't have serious injuries, I believe he can go on to his like 37, maybe 38, still playing at a high level, right? Because he's that good, in my opinion. He might not be the striker, but look at Benzema. Benzema's 36, is he? 36 years old? And he was their best. He won the Ballon d'Or last season. The Ballon d'Or at 36 years old. Modric, he's still playing at 30. What? He's going on 38, Modric. And he's still a pivotal player in the Real Madrid team. Harry Kane is in that bracket caliber player, in my opinion. And I think Harry Kane has probably got to look. He's probably, in my opinion, I think he'll look at this season as much as, look, I don't think he wants to go to, as much as Real Madrid is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I still personally don't think that he will want to make that move, because he's already said himself he doesn't want to move abroad, right? And people keep forgetting that. As much as it's Real Madrid, I'm sure if Harry Kane was interested, he would have said before in the past, maybe if Real Madrid or someone like that came in. But I've never, ever heard him say he wants to move abroad. And also the fact that, for me, I think he just wants to win the Premier League and in England. I think he wants to win English titles, right? As much as he's got a better chance of winning the Champions League at Real Madrid, right? I just think Harry Kane knows himself how good he is, right? And if he waits one more season and they get in some players and they start showing that they can compete again, Harry Kane might turn around and sign a new contract, like an extension at the end of the season. And he might say, do you know what? I can see something now. I can see a vision. I can see a plan. Daniel Levy's talking to him more. He's like the Mbappe version of Tottenham, where he's kind of helping the decisions because he wants to keep Kane happy, sort of thing. You can see it happening, man. You can definitely see it happening. Or the other outlay is, or the other kind of way it could go is that if Harry Kane says, okay, I'll do one more season, at the end of the season, I guarantee you every single club around, right, regardless of if they need a striker or not, will go for Harry Kane. Real Madrid. So
you'll see him lining up for Cheltenham Town next season.
Definitely. No, I thought it was Barnet actually. He's going to stay close to home, right? So Barnet.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. Look,
doesn't want to move out of London.
You know what? I'm going to be so honest with you. I still don't rule out Man City in the next summer. I don't rule out. Could you imagine if Pep goes and gets Harry Kane with fucking Haaland and De Bruyne? It's just and Alvarez. It'll just add to even more to what they've already got. And I think someone like Pep could make Harry Kane work in his system somehow. He's that good of a manager. So look, if Harry Kane's a free agent, I'm sure there'll be plenty of suitors for Harry Kane, and I'm sure that if he wanted to go abroad, he'll have options as well next summer, regardless of whoever. If Man United go and bring a striker in this summer, or if Chelsea do, or even if Man City don't want to buy another player, right? I guarantee you, even Liverpool next season, they might have another kind of off-season with Darwin Núñez and might think, do you know what? Harry Kane's our man, right? Could you imagine putting Harry Kane in that Liverpool team next season? This is what I'm saying. He can have the pick of any single club. And I think he sees it as he's not in a rush to make the move just yet. I don't feel. And I think he wants to get a little bit closer to that Premier League record, because if he does decide to move abroad, then he knows probably at the back of his head that if he does end up coming back after a few years away, he can still have a record in England with by getting another season closer. If he goes next season and scores another 30 goals, what's he 20 odd got 18 goals off the record? That's one season for Harry Kane. That's literally one season. So for me, I just can't see him leaving this summer. And I think there's even a chance.
The question wasn't whether or not he would leave Spurs. The question was, would he go to Madrid? Brains,
no,
Brian?
I don't think so.
Yeah, and he'll go on holiday.
So I'll tell you what, let me rephrase. I'll rephrase the question. Okay. Should Harry Kane depart Spurs this summer, will he go to Real Madrid or will he avoid Real Madrid? Brains, Brian, discuss.
Yeah, I kind of go along with a lot what Danny said there. I've said for a while that as a player, you have to retain a certain amount of ego. And I don't mean ego in the bad way, like as in you have to kind of have a little bit of an understanding about your brand and all that stuff, which is really not great and it will dissipate when you stop being a footballer. But he will have to think in some way about his brand. But I think brand-wise, story-wise, it's a way better story to win something, even if it's a Carabao Cup, even if it's a League Cup with Spurs. That is a huge Hollywood ending. Movies get made. He lives forever. Like the way he'll be, go to one of the best teams in the world. It's not a good good ending in terms of like story. So I don't, and I'm sure him and his team might have to think about that. But obviously, the right offer, you would think he would go. But I think most of what Danny just said there, I think is spot on. I think he'd be. In a way, I think he would miss out on a big opportunity if he didn't just see this season out. See how it goes with Spurs. I think we're a part of his heart. He'll want to hope that it goes well. He'll want to spend this last summer with Spurs. And then he's literally in control of his career for the first time. This idea that he could go, like Sim keeps going, you can go to Madrid and come back. That's not how contracts work. It just doesn't work like that. He won't have the control of where he goes. So I think be in control of your where you're going, have your pick at this point.
That's the power.
Right? I think he's waiting for that. So I think
I
guess both worlds.
Do you know what, Brains? It's about that power. Like at the moment, even now, Daniel Levy still has the power over Harry Kane, because if Daniel Levy doesn't get what he deems as acceptable for Harry Kane or what he values Harry Kane for this summer, he's just going to tell everyone to F off. He'll be like, F off, mate. You know what I mean? That's exactly what he'll say.
That's where you've gone. That's where everyone has fallen short on this. Brian Harkin, I think his name has been saying it throughout this discussion. If the money gets offered, Levy will say yes.
But Brian, you're not listening to what I just said. You're not listening to what I just said.
No. What you've got to remember as well is we all keep going on about this great story that he could win a trophy with us. He could do this. He could do that. We can't just be talking about sentiment when we're talking about Lamela. Harry Kane is sitting there right now, and if he's thinking, if Real Madrid is a very serious possibility, does he think, right, I've been here for 9-10 years trying to achieve something and have fallen short every single time through no fault of my own, or I can go to the biggest club on the planet and potentially have a very, very, very strong possibility of winning something every single season. Every single season. He's got, listen, you've got to remember as well, people keep thinking, I would love Harry Kane to put pen to paper. I want Harry Kane to stay. This isn't the question. Yeah. Spurs has been saying the whole thing. Real Madrid have dropped their pursuit. No, they haven't. They can say we've dropped our pursuit to call interest to wave people off the scent and still be working behind the scenes doing everything. Look what happened with Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale, they dropped their interest. The next thing you know, they built a stage and started putting their
Brian, you're forgetting.
They started putting 11 Gareth Bale on the back. Forget that Gareth Bale wanted to go there. I'm not disputing that Gareth Bale wanted to go. What people are asking and what this question is there a realistic and genuine possibility that Harry Kane could end up at Real Madrid this season?
Oh, yeah, there's a realistic.
That's not the question I'm asking.
No, that's not the question. Get it right, Brian.
Do I think he will be at Madrid at the start of the season? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I just don't think we will.
That's not the question I'm asking. I'm asking this. I'm asking if Harry Kane leaves Tottenham, so that is under the premise of the question is that a bid is tabled and accepted and he is due to leave.
It'll be Madrid.
Will he choose among multiple clubs that make offers to go to Real Madrid?
Yes.
Above other clubs?
Yes.
Okay. Brains?
I love how Brian's just telling you his opinion. I love how unpopular it is, though. I get what Brian's saying, though. He obviously doesn't want it to happen, and we don't want it to happen, but it is a possibility. You know, we have to be realistic, but it's a possibility. You know, you can't discredit the fact that this is one of the best teams in the world. You can't.
Sorry, Brains, can I just pause you for 1 second, very quickly? Just for those in the chat, this is a hypothetical. It's not saying will Madrid spend money on Kane. Doesn't matter. We're saying hypothetically, if Real Madrid, Man City, Man United, Bayern Munich, Ulaanbaatar Athletic all offer the right amount of money and they're all accepted, will Harry Kane, given the choice, choose Real Madrid? That is the question here. Not whether or not Real Madrid will pay it, won't pay it. Will Ulaanbaatar Athletic pay it or not pay it? Hypothetically, if 5 clubs make offers and they're all accepted and he has a choice of 5 clubs and Real Madrid is one of them, will he choose Real Madrid?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it will be tempting, but I think I'm just going to go out on a ledge and say I think right now he'll hold off, see out his contract, and have his careers in his own hands. So he can stay in the Prem, he can go to United or whoever, and he can challenge for something that everyone in the world will then say, that is the real thing. They'll make excuses. They'll make excuses for him. Gareth Bale won how many trophies? Does everyone talk about Gareth Bale as like the greatest player that ever lived? And people still make fun of Gareth Bale. So I think you leave the Prem at this point where the Prem is becoming the biggest stage in world football. Career suicide. Honestly, I don't think it does his story any better. I don't think and I think his team, and I think he knows. Also, I think he's a guy who likes hardcore challenges. I think he really does want to feel like something is real. And I think going to Real Madrid with a whole bunch of amazing players around you and you score 40 goals a season, I don't know if that feels real. I think that you just went and got bought. You went to the store and you bought yourself some trophies and walked out and said, I've won trophies now. It doesn't feel real to me. Maybe I'm a Spurs fan. You know what I mean? Are you mad? You idiots.
No, I agree. I personally think it's for Harry Kane is to have that power in his own hands, is to choose where he wants to go, not where the board force him to go. Because let's be honest, right? I don't think personally Real Madrid will sign him because of what Daniel Levy wants for Kane. That's end of the conversation, right? And if Daniel Levy decides to sell, there's no way he's going to sell to anyone in England right now. It's not happening. It is not going to happen. He's not going to sell to anyone in England, to Man United, to Chelsea, to Arsenal, to Liverpool. None of them are going to pay them he wants to sell to them in England. When they know if they just wait one more year, they'll get him for free. And all they have to do is pay a high contract and a high signing on fee, and he'll make more money that way as well. He'll make much more money. So from a money point of view, from having the power to choose where you want to go point of view, for me, it's a no-brainer. And people will be like, what are you talking about? It's Madrid. But I just got this feeling that Madrid is not the all glamorous thing that appeals to Harry Kane. And look, people can sit there and say, "Oh, Bale went there, and it's Real Madrid. Michael Owen went there. All English players go there. The best players go there." But I just think there's something more. Like Brain said, that for Harry Kane, I think it will mean more to him if he can do it in England, because I think he is Mr. England, man. He's Mr. England, record England goal scorer, record Tottenham goal scorer. He could become the record Premier League goal scorer. And if he can do that by going to one of the best teams in the country next summer, right, and then go and win a Premier League title, I think that for him, as a little boy growing up, he's not going to be sitting there growing up saying, "Oh my God, my dream was to win the La Liga." Like, it's just not. It's not the same. It's just not. I think
you've got to remember there's other powers at work right now, because
yeah, but Brian, you're saying that.
I'm joking about it here. You remember when Aaron Ramsey used to score a goal, a famous person died?
Well,
Gareth Bale was the main person on the kit launch around the world, and then pissed off to Madrid. And who's the person they've got, the main person on the kit launch today?
Of course, but we keep comparing. Brian, we keep comparing Gareth Bale to Harry Kane. It's so different. Harry Kane.
Launch, Danny.
Listen. I know, but I'm trying to have the debate with you, right? So, Gareth Bale came into the club as a Southampton product, right? He, as a boy, supported Real Madrid, being from Wales. His club, he talked about how much he supported Real Madrid. Harry Kane has come through the ranks. He's been at Tottenham his whole career. It's a different bond you built with the club, right? He is Mr. Tottenham, right? It is so much harder for Harry Kane to leave Tottenham than just to go to Real Madrid to win a trophy, right? But if he goes on his own terms, because he feels he's not going to sign a new contract because the club are not going in the right direction, then he has the power to choose whoever he wants to go to, right? And for me, I think that's more valuable to Kane than it is being forced to go somewhere he doesn't necessarily want to go to.
Okay, so Danny, let me just flip that back, because what you're doing right now is birds are singing champagne and Skittles and everything, la-di-da. How about you looking at it the other way? He's been at Spurs all his life and had targets set of him and promises given to him and assurance given to him that we're going to, and has constantly said, "I stay as long as you match my ambition."
Yeah.
I stay as every single time Harry Kane has stayed or put pen to paper, asked to be the top goal scorer, check. Don't do this, check. Raise the club's profile, check. Oh, okay. You're signing Benjamin Stambouli. Oh, okay. That's my ambition. Oh, okay. Let's just wait around for months. Oh, Jed. He has gone on for years and years and years and given unparalleled, unbridled service, which has been absolutely phenomenal, and hit every single target that he has been set, represented this club every manner that should have done, dominating the back pages, not the front, like other footballers do or other things. And every time he is asked to do something, he's lived up to his expectations, whereas the club hasn't. So how long do you say, do you know what, if you're in a job and you get overlooked for promotion 3 or 4 times, you go, do you know what, fuck this, I'm looking at
Brian, what's one more year for him? What's one more year? He can go anywhere next season.
Mate, yeah, he could do. But
nice.
If he has a chance now for Madrid,
we can pull on this thread for days, I think, 4 weeks, until we see him holding the shirt. I don't think we need to necessarily worry about it that much. Final thoughts, gentlemen, because we're going to wrap up. We've been here for nearly 90 minutes talking drivel, according to some. I don't know. I don't know why they tuned in if it's drivel. Never mind. I hope you've all had fun, but let's have your final thoughts very quickly. Brains, anything that you want to add?
My final thoughts are pretty much a shout out. I was in the Mr. Barber's in Enfield, which is a pretty awesome Barber's. It's run by Jamie, who's a big Spurs fan, and I was speaking to him and getting the kind of how the salons and the barbers is where you feel where people talk honestly, and the vibe seemed quite up about Ange. And there was like let's get him in, and that was just before the Celtic won the treble. So shouts to them, because I know he's got some really cool girls who work in there.
Brains did warn us that his battery was dying, and I think it's just died.
Oh,
and the
brilliant.
worst of it was that he was talking about some really cool girls at the time, which was going in an odd direction. Danny, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think the fans just need to give Ange Postecoglou time, big Ange time, because I just think that if the fans start getting on his back, if things are not going well straight away, like I said, I'm telling you now, if Ange gets sacked from this club, I think there's, like, for me, I'm going to be done. I'm just not going to care anymore, because we've gone from Mourinho and Jose to like the other end of the spectrum to try and make it work differently. But the one factor is that Daniel Levy, if it doesn't work out, it's because Daniel Levy still can't change.
Whoops. Hold on. We've need to change the layout a little bit for this.
Me halfway, not that way.
Need to go to this one.
That suits me better.
This one. There we go.
Okay, close up.
Yeah. So yeah, I think with Ange, we just need to, the fans need to just give him a chance, to be honest with you.
Okay. Cool. Brian, final thoughts?
What can I say? But like I said, everyone's got to get behind.
Leave you out.
Do you know what? Today, I'm not even gonna end with that. What I will end with is obviously you can do it for me. Today, more important things are there for me. My beautiful wife is having to go through surgery, and she's about to go and have her operation in about 2 hours. So,
and then he comes back in again.
My beautiful wife, and I hope the surgery goes well. And I'll speak to you when you get out, darling. That's the most important thing for me today.
Good luck to the lineup, Brian.
We got you, Brian. Well, that was it. With a brief but unusual reappearance by Brains at the end. He's not saying anything and not on camera, but apparently he's still with us in spirit, as you can see from the window directly below me. Thank you to my panel. Thank you, Danny, Brian, and Brains for joining me. Big up to Sim and Ben. Hopefully Sim will be back for the next panel show. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I can't do the usual Shelfside Spurs show thing of basically doing a big up to every single person who's watched, because we've had literally thousands of comments and we would be here for another hour and a half. All I'll say is, let's see what happens. Do please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.